2020, are we accounted for? Hoorah! I said 2020, are we accounted for? Hoorah! Are we here? Represent! For who? Employment! For who? Our family! For who? Each other! So one team, one dream! Woo!
The 2020 ACFD Recruit Academy had recruits from the Alameda County Fire Department and the Moraga-Orinda Fire District. Join us as we take a look back at the 2020 Recruit Academy.
As a team. Look to your left, look to your right. Go. 3 minutes. 3 minutes. AC!
The hardest day of the academy would have to be San Francisco team building day. That was a very long, very draining day as far as climbing the hills of San Francisco all day with weights on, jumping in the cold water of the bay. That was tough, and that's when you find out what you're really made out of.
So if you guys make that connection when you're moving down the hallway, it's going to make things really easy.
Reset! Pose! Pose! That's it.
For myself, the most challenging moment in the academy was definitely hose week. That week required a lot of all of us, and I had to dig really deep every single day to make it through every evolution. And your body's given up, but you got to make it through mentally.
It was a very draining process. You know, we were wet all the time, pulling a very heavy hose, and going through these evolutions, our team really had to work together to get through the skill and the evolution to be successful. Once we made it through the 6 days, it was a very difficult task in which we were broken down, but we built back up together.
In the 10 years that I've been teaching at the academy, I'll say that this is definitely the hardest academy we've had. And the reason for that is the challenges that we've had with COVID. That break stopped a lot of momentum that we had. It was a huge challenge for us to overcome. And by using the safety controls, we were able to be successful, and I'm really happy to see these recruits graduate and get online.
What really drew me to the fire service was that I came from an elite competitive cyclist background, and firefighters are industrial athletes. I love the drive, the push, the challenge. It is mentally and physically demanding, both sides of it. You're training to fill your tool bag with every possible option of what could happen. And then knowing that you don't really know what's going to happen, but you have those tools, and so that whatever is thrown your way, you have the resources to make it happen, mentally and physically. So the most enjoyable moment for me here during the academy was multi-company evolutions. I love the fact that we finally got to start piecing together all of the different components that we had building up to that point. So we had hose week, we had ladder week, forcible entry, and then all of a sudden, you know, we're working together, multi-engine companies coming up and getting to apply that. And it made it all real. It was like, oh, this is why we're here. This is what we're doing.
What I'll miss most about the 2020 Recruit Academy is all of the people that I built memories with. You know, as soon as the academy started, everyone was coming from different backgrounds and no one really knew each other. But it came to a point where, you know, we're seeing each other every single day and we're all working hard and going through this tough, draining process, but we're all succeeding together as well, and we're helping each other get through it. So the memories I've built with these people is what I'll easily miss and look back on throughout my career.
Something that, thinking back to this academy, it's really to never stop learning. I think all the cadre, all the people that came through, just even the recruits, everyone brought such a wealth of knowledge that it was almost overwhelming sometimes, but you just got to keep reminding yourself you could always learn more, you could always be better at your job. So I want to make sure I understand that and everyone else around me understands that as well.
10 years from now, what would I take away from this academy? Well, if you already don't know, our motto is one team, one dream. And 10 years from now, I'm always going to remember that this job, you can't do it by yourself. You need a team to do it. We were one unit, we were one big family, and we were ready to kick some butt and get the job done.
This 2020 Academy class has endured many unforeseen challenges. Many of the recruits started from scratch with few skills and a high emotional commitment. Throughout the last 28 weeks, the cadre and recruits have persevered through an extensive training regimen in the midst of unprecedented demands. The recruits are starting their careers as safe beginning firefighters, but they have a long way to go. It is my hope that they dedicate themselves to our Alameda County community through service beyond our job duties and through a commitment to lifelong fire service education. These recruits have come to understand that compassion, trust, emotional strength, and skill competency are more important now than ever. I believe these recruits will exemplify these traits throughout their fire service careers.
Thank you to my family and my girlfriend, Abby. You guys have been a huge support throughout this entire process. Also a big shout out to all my fellow 2020 ACFD recruits and all my brothers and sisters back in New York with the FDNY.
I'd like to give a big shout out to my family at home, my parents, my 2 older sisters, my niece and nephews, and a great big shout out to my girlfriend Callie for taking care of me when I've been bruised and broken from the academy at night. So thank you so much.
I'd really like to thank my mom and my mentors for encouraging me through this process from the start, my wife for coming up from Southern California and dragging my whole family up here and just supporting me through the whole way. Lastly, I'd like to thank my academy mates for pulling me through the tough times and helping me out. Coming in with no experience, you guys were the greatest. Thank you so much.
I'd like to thank my wife, Angela, my 2 boys, Joaquin and Benicio. You know, they're the purpose behind my why. I'd like to thank my family back in Oregon, my 2 parents, my 4 other siblings. Thank you to my in-laws here in the Bay Area. Been a huge foundation and support system for me and my little family. Big thank you to the Bay MT program, the mentors, and the leadership and the skill sets that were taught through that program really set the pace and expectation. Thank you to the ACFD as a reserve, but also as an aide. You know, they've given me such a great skill set on what to expect here in the department, have the right mindset, the right work ethic. So I want to give a big shout out to the cadre and all the members who've been part of my growth. And last, I want to thank my 2020 classmates and family. You know, we've been through thick and thin. We've held each other up. We've all had hard ups and downs, but you know, we've persevered, and just want to give you a big thank you.
I'd like to thank my fiance Sharon, my 3 kids, Jackson, Alicia, and Mila. Also like to thank my kids' grandparents, my mom, Mama Linda, my daughter's mom, Nicole, and her older brother, Jalen, for really picking up the slack on taking care of the kids and helping around the house, and dealing with my crazy schedule here at the tower. I'd like to thank my Chabot 2010 Academy mates, Salinas Fire Department, and also the ACFD for giving me the opportunity to show me what it's like to be a firefighter, especially in this county. Also, thank you to the 2020 class and the 2019 class for really supporting me, picking me up, giving me all the assistance and brother and sisterhood support that I needed to really get me to this point here. I love you guys to the bottom of my heart.
I wanted to say thank you to my mom, my dad, my brother. Without your guys' support, and especially my dad for introducing me to the fire service. I wanted to thank my whole ACFD class, my recruit class. Without you guys being able to help me out during lunch, or everyone just always supporting each other, that was a huge support system for me. I'd like to thank my roommate, Juwan Jackson. I've lived with him for the past 6 months, and I would not be here today without him. I want to thank ACFD for giving me the opportunity to work for the best department in the world. I want to thank all my mentors. There's a lot of them, but I wanted to give a shout out to Dominic Stiles, who works for Casumas Fire, and lastly, my paramedic, FTO, Frank Black, who works for Sac City Fire. And I just want to say I love all you guys, and thank you for getting me here today.
First off, I'd like to thank my friends and family, more specifically my mom and little brother, for all the unconditional love and support through this long process. I have to obviously thank all my recruits and the instructors for preparing me and staying there next to me through this whole grind, and we finally made it. And lastly, I'd like to give a special shout out to the pool boys, the recruits that I carpooled with. I couldn't have done it without you guys. Thank you.
I'd like to thank my grandma, my grandpa, my dad, my mom, my girlfriend Tabby, and my son Juan, and also her parents for supporting me through the 6-month process. I'd like to thank my roommate, Michael Funakoshi, for helping me tremendously. And lastly, I'd like to thank my fellow recruits for getting me through this process. Thank you.
First, I'd like to thank Christina for holding me down for another academy. Playing both roles while I've been gone, I can't thank you enough for that. I definitely want to thank my son, Nico. You've been my inspiration throughout life. Love you, Bubba. I want to thank all my mentors from the ACFD, both past and present, especially my brother, Brian. Can't even thank you enough for everything you've done for me since the start of this whole process about 10 years ago. I want to thank my brothers from the Turlock Fire Department as well. When I made a decision to leave, your guys' love and support over there meant the world to me, so thank you.
I'd like to thank my mom, my girlfriend Sam, I want to thank the Alameda County Reserve Program, the Petaluma Fire Department, all my mentors and preceptors previous to this, and of course, the rest of the 2020 Recruit Academy. Thank you for your support.
So I'd really like to thank my family, my mom and my dad, for being there every day, for all of the challenges that have been thrown our way this year, just keeping a positive attitude and helping me get through this. For all of my mentors, from my track cycling family, everybody who encouraged me to go this way, to find this profession, and then getting into it. Bay EMT, Firefighter 1 Academy, and really the cadre and my recruits here. You know, it's been a long 8-ish months now, and we got over every hurdle that was thrown our way. So thank you so much, everybody, for being here, and yeah, let's do this.
I'd like to thank my family, specifically my sister at home, making it easier when we come home from long days. My previous employers, my CAL FIRE family, always supported me, making my family even bigger now with Alameda County. And my classmates, everybody who we were working with, all the new family and friends I made. And lastly, I'd like to thank my pool boys, the guys who I carpooled with, who can vent with them, talk about it, study with each other, in and out, coming back to Academy.
I'd like to thank the cadre, my family. Heather, you supported me through this process more than you'll know. The Academy recruit class, the support and motivation was unbelievable, so thank you for that. Thank you to my previous employers and friends and loved ones.
I want to start by saying thank you to ACFD for allowing me this opportunity. Also to the cadre, as well as my brothers and sisters of the 2020 Recruit Academy. I want to say thank you to my mom, my dad, my 2 younger brothers, my sister-in-law, as well as the folks on the USS Lake Champlain from 2011-2015. Also to the folks that worked over at Marin County Fire Department. And last but not least, I want to say thank you to my girlfriend Amy for the love and support throughout this whole journey. Thank you so much, and excited to get started with this department.
I'd like to thank my mom, my dad, my roommates Steve and Kelsey. I'd like to thank Justin Appold for being my twin and allowing people to think that I worked for the New York City Fire Department. I'd like to thank She for being my human encyclopedia, and Josh David for providing me the laughs to get through the academy.
I'd like to thank the men and women of the Alameda County Fire Department family that helped me get this far, my academy mates for making this one of the most memorable experiences of my life, my mom, Polly Ridgway, my dad, Paul Ridgway, and my partner, Jeff Souza, for helping me get through the day by day. And I'd like to thank my mentor from Berkeley Fire Department, Duncan Allard, for inspiring me to follow this path.
I'd like to thank the Rio Hondo Fire Academy, Mount San Antonio College Paramedic Program. I'd like to thank my sister, Anna. She's been very supportive and so understanding during this time. And 谢谢我的爸爸跟妈妈，你们真的对我很好。
I want to take the time to thank my grandparents for doing such a great job at raising me, my mom, my dad, my little sister for the constant support and love throughout my fire journey, Mission College Fire Program and Bay EMT Firefighter 1 Academy for getting me to this point in my career. Also, Alameda County Fire Department for taking a chance on me. And finally, my brothers and sisters, fellow recruits, thank you.
First and foremost, I want to thank God. I want to thank my parents, Pavel and Lyubov Zhuk, for love and support back home, and my brothers and sisters back home. I'd like to thank my brother, Ivan Zhuk. He's been a huge help throughout this process. Joe Mestre for providing me a place to stay during the academy. I'd like to thank the ACFD for allowing me to have this opportunity. And last but not least, I want to give a shout out to the pool boys.
Go ahead and put it up a little bit higher and snap. That was it.
And a great big shout out to my girlfriend Callie for taking care of me when I come home from academy at night, bruised and broken from all the training would start over.
I'd like to thank the men and women of the Alameda County Fire Department who helped me get this far.
I'd like to give a special thanks to my roommate, my friend, Michael Funakoshi, for helping me when I needed to vent.
Is there a blooper reel?
Oh yeah, of course.
Oh.
You made it, man.
Damn it.
Did you say the S word?
No, I would never do that.
Now, man. Okay.
I'd like to thank my roommate / brother from another mother, Juwan Jackson. Okay.
What you could do is I'd like to thank my family.
Yeah.
And pause.
Yeah.
And then go on to the next one. And you don't have to say I'd like to thank.
Yeah. Okay.
You wanna try
Okay.
that?
Let's redo it. Yeah, let's do the whole thing. Okay.
Here we go. And 3, 2, 1.
I'd like to thank the cadre. I'd like to thank my family. I'd like to thank. Oh shoot.
She just did it.
I just did it. I totally just messed that up.
I'd like to thank my fellow roommate. Oh, God.
I'd like to thank She for being my human encyclopedia and giving me the answers whenever I didn't know. And that's it. I blacked out.
I'd like to thank my roommate, Juwan Jackson. I've lived with him for the past 6 months. It's been a great experience, and I wouldn't be here today without him.
I'd like to thank my academy mates who helped make this one of the most memorable experiences of my life.
I'd like to thank my roommate, Juwan Jackson. I've lived with him for the past 6 months. God.
Relax more. You seem.
Well, yeah, you made me nervous. You are scaring me. I was fine until I saw you.
I'd like to thank my roommate, Juwan Jackson. I've lived with him for the past 6 months, and I wouldn't be here today without him. It's always that one sentence. Always that one sentence.
I think it's the heat in here, and then Buckley came in.
There's no heat.
Did you turn up the temperature?
That's you. That's all you.
Man.